Coach, just take an opening statement from you about the game, and then we'll open up for questions.
I'm just thrilled for our kids, man. Nothing else really matters. Our guys, man, last week they were hurt walking off that field, and because they felt they should have and could have, got that one. And Kyle Newsom, who let all the seniors talk, and he really didn't want to go up because he's a really emotional dude, and they kept picking at him, and so he just kind of went from his heart, just sitting right there in his chair last night. He was the last one to go, and he kind of challenged him to do just what he said in here, is play from the heart and play with passion, and so I'm just proud of our kids, man. It's one of those, W that can be a benchmark for your program to keep moving forward. And you name it, it was just awesome to sit and watch the game today, from the defense being patient, making them go methodically down the field, to the offense, coming out, getting some points on the board right away, getting the win safe, and, they bobbled the ball, and we took advantage of it, blocked the punt. And it's just like I do this job, this career, this calling for me, because I ain't had a job in 21 years. But I do what I do to see the smiles on the young men's faces. That's really what I do it for. And we had 22 guys out there today. Every one of them will graduate. Half of them already have. And that's why you do the game, man. Just awesome day all the way around.
Montana was really able to dominate. When you look down these statistics, they had you guys blanking in just about every category. So how does a team prevail in a game like that?
That's what they do, man. They run a lot of plays. The last two games before we played them, they had 100 plays and 94 plays. They had 95 today. So, but they're a big play offense. They're a big play offense, and that's what they do. They want to wear you out, in the second half with just a volume of plays. And as you can tell in the game, we kept rotating guys in and out. We knew we had to get a lot of guys in the game. And our guys, like I said, our defensive staff called a great game today. Just, like I said, not letting anything over the top. And then John finds a way to get us going. And you look at Darius, man, and he's one of the unsung heroes this year, in the sense that he could easily be causing strife about not playing and not, being the starter. But, Trey's a different kind of dude. And you see, he comes in, he gets a couple runs here and there, so then he opens it up for everybody else. Now Slaughter can stand back and throw the ball. Darius finds a pop, and he gets going. And that's why they keep talking about team, because it's not just one guy. It's all of them contributing to, and everybody has their different role of what they do. And it's just awesome to see.
That offense is really struggling through the middle section of the game. And then you have 2 long touchdown drives when all of a sudden there had been none the entire game. Where did that extra gear come from?
Like I said, man, it's one of those deals about this squad, man. I mean, we got to do it more on a consistent basis, but they find ways, man. And like I said, offensively, you don't want to just hold your hopes on any one guy, but 2-7 makes a difference, man. I mean, he makes a difference. Like I said, it's the 1-2 punch today. It wasn't him scoring the touchdowns, but he comes in and he makes a difference, and now Darius can get out and go, because now it opens up. Now they're worried about, okay, are they going to throw it? They're going to run it, and then all of a sudden Darius is busting them open for whatever the yardage was he ran on the first touchdown that he got. So it's a team thing, and for us to be as deep as we are at that position, we're going to miss Darius next year, because he's a pounder. He's a pounder. He's a grinder, and like I said, I'm proud of him this year. The way it sucked for him, and he wasn't necessarily happy about it, but it wasn't like in the past. In the past, these guys, it was strife, and it was, just stupid stuff in the locker room. And you want the kid to have passion. You want him to be a competitor and be upset that he's not in there, but it's not upset to the where he's, bad-mouthing one of his teammates or bad-mouthing this or being a cancer. We don't have none of that this year, and that's the awesome thing about it.
When did you get a hunch that Darius was going to have one of those days?
You know what? The thing with Darius, man, it's always about him getting going. Mm-hmm. Darius is that kind of dude that he has to pound and pound and pound and pound, and all of a sudden he getting busted. And defensively, here's a story that I want everybody to make sure they understand. We grade our guys every day, and Anthony Davis earned the start today, and we left it up to him to whether Darius was going to start today. That's all AD wants to do. That's all he's worked for since we moved from defensive back to running back, is to be a starter at this school. That's been his passion. That's been his goal. And for him to earn that start today and then give it to Darius on senior day, it's huge. But that's what this team has turned into. So I knew watching him in warm-ups that he was going to have a pretty good one. And like I said, it took one of his other guys to go in there and make a cut or two here or there to loosen it up for him. And he just does what he does.
Ernest, I know they can sit and say that, they're down 14-0. And Bob talked about, you're down 14-0 and making a bunch of mistakes, but it's not time to worry about it. But you know what it's like when you're down 14-0 quick. It puts a little thought in your mind that this is not going to be hard. It's not going to be easy to come back up and overcome. When you're up 14-0, was your mindset, now we've got to put the pedal to the metal?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get up on a team like this, you never can relax.
I know.
Because the volume of plays that they throw at you is really amazing. And when you look at it, I mean, in the last 3 games that he's had, including this one, he's had almost 300 plays of offense. And so I just kept telling my guys on defense, just be patient, man. Don't get anxious and think that we got to start blitzing or we got to make a play because he's methodically going down the field, because that's not what they do. They want to punish you deep ball on the outside. They want to get those big plays, and if you just tackle, you just consistently tackle and make them go underneath, you got a chance. The plays they're going to have the plays. I mean, if you're paying attention to Newsom on the sideline and Stansbury, them dudes were out. But they fighting, cramping. It's because of the sheer volume of plays that they put on you. And so you're just proud of the guys that they never gave up on it. And Stansbury comes to me on that last drive as his coach. He says, what do you want me to do? I'm going to go in the game. If I cramp up, if I can get off the feet on me, it's going to hurt us. I mean, they conscious of what's going on. I said, Stans, they still got 2 timeouts, man. If you cramping up and you got to go down, and we'll be okay. Because they're learning from games earlier in the year. Early in the year, we cramp up and we go down, and we don't want the clock to stop because they don't have any timeouts left. So the kids are understanding what we're trying to do. And like I said, it's just awesome to see the maturation of this team over these last 6 years.
Who called the pass to Verna, you or John?
Oh, John. John does all that,
You
man.
don't ever heard any fear of that?
Yeah, I just listen and I kind of know
What'd you
what's
think,
coming.
though, when you heard that call go in?
It should be wide open. He's called it 3 or 4 times this year, and we've got it a couple times, but we've caught it out in the middle of the field. And Verner's running around with no one by him, and finally, we get him on it. So I don't worry about offense, man. I mean, John and I have been here for 6 years together, and we've matured together. We've made some mistakes together, and the guy knows what he's doing, man. I have every confidence in the world that he'll get it going. He gets really frustrated sometimes when because John will call plays out on the headset. This ought to be a touchdown, and he gets really frustrated when it don't happen like that, and it should. But yeah, I just listen and make suggestions and go from there.
You talked about, you do this business, you do this to see the smile on those kids' faces. You haven't smiled since you sat down, bud. Can you smile for us? I mean, they're smiling. I want you to smile.
My wife says it to me all the time, and I don't even know I'm not smiling sometimes until she took a picture of me one day. We were on vacation, and she snapped the picture. She said, "This is what you look like all the time."
Smiling on the inside,
yeah,
though?
I mean, I am, and I'm ecstatic for these guys, man. And like I told the guys right before the end of the game, I'm going to cut my grass to celebrate. That's what I'm going to do today.
You're going to cut your grass?
I'm going to cut my grass today to celebrate and just put my headset on and just enjoy it. Because like I said, it's to hear those guys last night. There's 22 of them, man, and to hear them talk about this team, just to notice the difference in senior night, from 6 years ago to now. It's awesome.
Does this feel like the biggest win since the program moved up?
I mean, we've had some big ones, man, and everyone for us. I mean, and it's not just feeding you a line. Every victory we have, man, it's just awesome because I know the kids for that specific time, for that 24-hour period, they're gonna enjoy it. They're gonna have fun. Nothing else mattered from the past. And this is one of those benchmark ones, for us, because again, this is the team we never beat before. You know, there's 2 left. We got one next week we haven't beat before in this conference as well. But this is the team we hadn't beat before, and it's just awesome. It really is. It's awesome for our kids because it ain't over. So we get to enjoy it for about 24 hours, and then we got to get ready for Cal Poly, which is a whole different beast in itself. But we'll enjoy this one and get ready for the next one.
Okay, Ernest, thank you. I appreciate
Appreciate
your
it.
time.
Thank you.